This YCN segment is brought to you by LaValley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, and joined this week by Dustin Ribellini. Dustin, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for having me back, Jeremy. Great to be back.
It's been a little while, but we're glad to have you back in here as part of the rotation. So, big baseball fan, big Yankee fan.
Yep.
So your season's a little bit longer than the Red Sox fans at this point. We'll get into that Game 5, which is tonight, which is Wednesday night. But first, let's talk Red Sox. Obviously, losing on Monday, losing the series 3-1. Not a huge surprise. I think both of us knew going into the season and into the series that they're not the best team in the American League, probably not even in the top two. Just wrapping up this season, not a huge surprise.
Not a huge surprise that they ended up losing to the Astros. I think you and I both agreed, and we talked about it on our radio show last Saturday, that the Astros were the far better team. They were the more superior team in this series. We just didn't know if it was going to be 3 games, 4 games, 5 games. I think the Red Sox showed some heart in coming out in Game 3 and putting up a 10-3 win. I thought that showed a lot about the team. Game 4, even though they took the lead after that Benintendi home run, 3-2, it never felt like they were going to win that game.
Right, they were ever in control.
It just kind of felt like it was going to go back and forth. In the end, the Astros get the win, ending the Red Sox season.
And you know what? If I'm the Red Sox at that point, you got your 2 best players, I think. You got Chris Sale on the mound. You've got Craig Kimbrell coming out of the bullpen. I know Addison Reed was kind of left out there. But really, if your 2 best guys can't close the door, what are you going to do? I mean, at that point, you can go back and forth and say, well, he should have come out, he shouldn't have. But I'm in a position where you got your 2 best players. You couldn't get it done. So going on to next year, obviously we know, announced today, they need a new manager. John Farrell is out. We had a lot of discussion over that. They need a new manager. What else do they need going forward?
I think the biggest thing that the Red Sox need, aside from a manager, obviously we know, everybody knows they need a manager. They can't play the game without a manager. But I think they need a power hitter, a force in that lineup. Because I remember the Red Sox, being a Yankee fan, this rivalry, as we know, goes back ages. But even in our childhood growing up, the Red Sox had Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, feared hitters in that lineup. This year it felt like to me, as a fan from afar, pitchers didn't fear this Red Sox lineup. They could pitch around certain players, to get to weaker spots in the lineup. I think the Red Sox need a guy, whether that be J.D. Martinez, Eric Hosmer, someone to come in and solidify the middle of that order and be a more that feared guy that pitchers say, oh, we don't want this guy to hurt us. We got to be careful with this lineup.
Right, and it looks like the players that they have, they're young, they're talented, and not to say that they're not good enough, but in a game where it's all home runs, they don't have.
You got to hit the ball out of the park.
They don't have that talent. I mean, they have, not to say Mookie Betts, Benintendi, Bogarts are not good talent, and they would have been a great talent almost like 5, 6, 7 years ago. But now, when the game's going so much to the power, it seems like they're a little bit lacking in that department. So we'll see what kind of moves they make in the offseason. I know people have thrown out Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton. Might be a pipe dream, might not happen, but they need somebody in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, they have to have somebody to solidify that 4-5 role and they can hit 35 home runs. 24 led the Red Sox this year, I believe. You got to get more than that this day and age in baseball.
All right, talking about now a power team who actually can hit home runs. Your New York Yankees, they play Wednesday night tonight, Game 5, down 2-0, coming back home. They win the 2 games. What are the keys, or do you think they can beat Corey Kluber? He didn't pitch well last time out. The bullpen blew it. What do you think they can do this game?
Corey Kluber is going to be much better than he was in Game 2. We know that. And we've seen that trend so far in the playoffs. The second time a team sees a pitcher, it doesn't go so well, or it goes opposite the first time. Chris Sale didn't do well in Game 1. He came back in Game 4, pitched really great. Well. Justin Verlander pitched great in Game 1, didn't do so well in Game 4. In the Yankee series, Trevor Bauer dominated the Yankees Game 1, couldn't get an out in Game 4. So I expect Kluber to be better. I still think the Yankees can score off him. It's just the thing that I look at is the experience in this game. The Yankees have a lot of young players in their lineup. Judge, Sanchez. It goes up and down the lineup. A lot of young players. If they can get to Kluber early, get that confidence, get the lead with a couple runs, I think they'll be okay. You're going to see a short leash on Sabathia with the bullpen rested and ready to go. Green, Robertson, Chapman, all can go multiple innings. you can't dream it up any better as a Yankee fan. Game 5, yes, it's in Cleveland. The defending champs, you have a chance now.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to a one game, we know this better than anyone. Anything can happen, and the fact that the Yankees are still in it is props to them, and that young lineup going forward is going to be good for many years to come. Over on the National League side, the NLCS is half set. The other half may be happening this afternoon, obviously. Cubs up 2-1. Dodgers, they went on the road up 2-0, and they didn't even have any look of fear in their eyes. This is a team that looks like they might be on a mission this year.
The Dodgers made a statement this series.
Right.
A lot of people thought it could be close. They took it to them. I think the Cubs wrap it up today. Something just seems off with the Nationals. We can get into a whole show about it, but something doesn't seem right with that team in the playoffs.
I mean, they can't even figure out who's going to start in Game 4, so it's going to be interesting. So it could be Cubs and Dodgers, and then obviously Indians-Yankees tonight. They'll play the Astros. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into some NFL. Obviously, Patriots winning. A lot of teams in the AFC kind of look like they're not for real. We'll discuss with Dustin who he thinks is for real in the AFC. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.